Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where I want to do, while we're right here, right by a save, some experimentation. So I looked it up and apparently you are limited to 3 arc furnaces before, and that makes sense, that's where we're at, before you get mega engineering. Once you get mega engineering, the limit goes up to 5. The question then becomes, of course, well, obviously, we want to keep one in Aculum, but the question then becomes, and this is something we're going to revert back, I just want to find out here, if we were to dismantle this arc furnace, do these minerals remain? Dismantle is in progress. Oh, okay, it takes a fair amount of time. Well, we're going to need to tick this forward, and because none of this is relevant, I'm going to take it up to the fastest speed. It's going to be about a year. Okay, I'm going to cut out this wait, and we're going to revert this back anyway. So let's see what happens after this dismantle. See you guys in just a moment. So, here we are. The Empire has kind of fallen apart in the meantime, but we're currently 1 day from dismantling this arc furnace. I did abort it and get it started later because I was figuring out how that system works, but it's not relevant. We're going to revert this. So let's find out what happens on this day. Okay, so now we know that getting rid of the arc furnace does indeed remove all of those deposits. So that's good to know. Now we're going to revert back to the previous save, and this should be not these autosaves, it should be this manual save. Okay, so that looks good. And once this loads up here, then we're going to proceed normally, but I do want to check one more thing with the arc furnace, and that is, does it have an effect on habitat mining output? If it does, that's still relatively necessary to note. So we're building our habitat complex here, and we'll see how that goes. So that's at 74%. Once we know the situation there, then that'll be great. We'll bring this up to fast speed. Excellent. And we do have a rare crystal shortage brewing here. Now, this happened when we ran forward previously, and that's interesting. I didn't expect to run out of rare crystals right now, but I guess it makes some amount of sense. So we'll get that going. That's fine. We need a job on this forge world. I think that an industrial district makes the most amount of sense there. On this tech world, we could definitely go for a research complex. On this mining world, there's absolutely nothing to be done. We need to wait for a migration. On this mining world, I think having this be a mining/generator world is probably not a bad idea. For now, I'm going to make it into a generator world. So we're going to call this Mars Generator, but it'll transition over to mining. It can only have the 5 generator districts, right? So that seems okay. So on this Forge world, we can definitely get this industrial district going. And on this tech world, we can upgrade a research complex. And on this fortress world, there's a lot of upgrades to be done right now. Sure, that seems good. And we're building an industrial district here. Okay, that seems fine. Wonderful. So we're constructing our citadel in a lot of locations as well. That looks good. A commercial pact. I'll agree to that for now. There's jump drives done. That's fantastic. Gateway travel? Absolutely. Let's get going on that. Now, we should have automatically upgraded all of these to jump drives, but it did. Okay, perfect. It did. So that's good. We need to come in here and get all of these upgraded to utilize fancy new jump drives. And that, of course, means that we can now get down here, which is amazing. We're very happy about that. That also means we no longer need this shipyard, and I'm going to swap that over to a gun battery. Perfect. Now, we are currently slightly negative on our consumer goods. We're also very negative still on our rare crystals, and that is understood. This generator world, we're going to put a system capital complex on. This industrial world, we can definitely put in an industrial district. And we're capped on food, so we should sell some food here. There we go. That looks good.
Enhancements supplied.
Okay, so that is all absolutely excellent right there. This mining world here, I really wish there was a way to, like, force the migration. I mean, we could resettle them. There is the possibility of doing that. So where would we want to put them? Somewhere where there are available jobs, obviously. So, right. This scroll bar is always very awkward with the 4K scaling. Ah, but this Hadnock Prime Station. This is a really good place to send them. Over you go. Fantastic. So we'll do it that way. And yeah, this should update in a moment. Yeah, did that cost us anything?
Enhancement supplied.
It does. It costs a little bit of Unity and energy credits. That's noted. We can do it that way so that it's just a little bit more efficient in theory. Are all of our fleets upgraded? Not quite. Okay, third fleet is not yet. That's
Fleet
okay.
Enhancement supplied.
So this is definitely noted. We still need to finish up this Habitat Central complex in Rimok in order to make sure that it works the way I expect, which is that the arc furnace mining station output will not apply to habitats. That's what I expect. It would be completely broken if this applies to habitats. Then we would need to run some math. Every habitat orbital is going to give +3 astro mining bays. That's definitely going to be better than the bonus from Arc Furnace. In which case, in theory, we shouldn't be upgrading these unless that changes... I don't think the size of this changes orbitals, though. Depending on planetary deposit, it just gives us the +3. So in theory, if we're going to do it this way, with the Arc Furnace layered into an orbital, then there's no real reason to upgrade the Arc Furnace, which is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting indeed. Well, it's definitely a little bit awkward. I think that the two are not necessarily intended to be put together, but I still think it's extremely powerful if you do that just to get all of those mining districts. It's kind of insane. We do currently have a shortage of rare crystals. That'll go away eventually, but what we really need right now is a lot more rare crystals. Like, we need rare crystal production at this moment. That's what we really need. So this world, we would be able to put in, like, a city district. That would actually get us a building slot. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to put in rare crystal production here, because we kind of need it wherever we can get it. So a synthetic crystal plant will eventually go in here as well. That looks good. Fantastic. So this rare crystal shortage is going to be gone in 7 months. That looks absolutely fine. How are we doing on our technology right now? Starbase cap? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. Drone encounter. We've investigated a small group of the drones patrolling the skies. These sparkling metallic balls have a front-facing holographic projector and a system of directional thrusters to maintain their speed and altitude. We kept a cautious distance on approach, but the drones reacted to our presence regardless. 4 of them splintered from the pack and changed trajectory to meet us, albeit at a rather slow pace. We've not triggered an alarm, but the approaching drones' capabilities are unknown. Let's allow them to approach and see what happens. They are clearly hostile to organic life, and I mean, so are we, to a certain extent.
Concluded.
So that sounds good. We did just finish up our Manifest Destiny. Wonderful. Fleet command limit +10 as a repeatable is not necessarily the biggest of deals right now. We'll grab Gene Crops, even though we don't really need it. It'll be fine. It's really more of a reroll. So that's okay, and we need to continue to be... Oh, we're full on minor artifacts. We should do something about that. What do we got here? Okay, a bunch of engineering research. That'll be fine. We can also find some peaceful applications here. And we can sell to private collectors, of course. Then we're also full right now on astral threads. And is there anything we want to do for that? Folding hyperspace unlocks the astral jump fleet action, which allows your ships to instantly jump to a system within your borders. This action can only be used once and then adds new functionality. So we can retreat from anywhere? I want to grab that. Does that have a range to it? So that's phasing the fleet. This is the astral jump. All ships must be equipped with jump drives to perform this order. Okay, so they're not all equipped with jump drives? Hang on, they're supposed to be. Jump drive, jump drive, jump drive, jump drive, and jump drive. Yeah, they're all equipped with jump drives. I guess because these guys hadn't all been upgraded. That makes sense. Okay, so astral jump can instantly jump anywhere within established borders. So as a hypothetical, what if our fleet was here? Would we be able to jump from here to here? Literally all the way across the galaxy? It's 900-day cooldown and 500 astral threads to do. So I assume that that's actually exceptionally powerful. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Well, for now, of course, what we're mostly interested in is getting our upgrade in Sol Station done, getting this habitat complete, and we may have to colonize this habitat first. We'll find out. I think any way we slice it, we are better off building mining districts over having the arc furnace here, but it should be interesting regardless. So let's get this finished up. Pirates in the Procyon system. Funnily enough, that happened when we ran forward as well. So we're going to hop on over to the Procyon system with the second fleet, and we'll just obliterate these pirates. They really can't do anything there. Excellent. Off we go. Do we have any jobs that we need to do right now?
Research concluded.
That's a negative. Okay. So we did just finish up gene crops, and we finished up our habitat complex as well. We'll get there. Efficiencies of scale is pretty good. No doubt about that. We'll take that. So, out over here in this habitat complex. Yeah, this isn't telling us what we would earn here. Okay. So we're going to need to colonize this. That is absolutely understood. We're going to send some post-Carpetanians on over to do that. And we should get started building orbitals, because we're going to do that no matter what. So Rimok here, we can definitely build a minor orbital. We can't build anything here, naturally. Over this way, we would build a major orbital. Out here, we would build, not mining station. Hang on, not mining station. Stop these orders. Let's try this again. So we build a mega structure here, a minor orbital. All we're interested in right now is in getting our districts set up, right? So we want a major orbital in each of these areas. The major orbitals take a very long time to build, but that's fine. So can we build a Dyson Swarm Array or a major orbital? Can we do both? Maybe. Let's try that. I also want to come out over here and build a minor orbital, and then over Rimok 1, I believe that we cannot build an orbital of any type. That's fine. Over Rimok 4 here, we'll build a major orbital. Over Rimok 4A, a minor orbital. And then over here, we're going to build a minor orbital and a major orbital. And then out on Rimok 10, we'll build a major orbital. That should be everything. Now, that's going to take a good long time to get that all built. That's okay. So that seems fine. We're going to be hopping over to Procyon, and we're immediately giving battle. With lasers? No, this is not lasers. This is the... If we go into our ship designer here, this is the particle lance. Almost certainly. So that looks good. Absolutely no problem wiping those out whatsoever. I don't think we even took a single point of damage. Wonderful. We just took them out from range. So that is absolutely fine. What else do we have going on over here for jobs? Well, nothing really right now, but we are 94% done with upgrading Sol to a Citadel. That's perfect. We, of course, definitely want to have our Titan Assembly Yard built here as soon as possible. So we just have about 60 days for that. Looks good. How are we doing on our... Okay, so these anchorages are still a little on the slow side. I do want to get a couple more anchorages going here, so let's head over to, well, actually, Procyon. We'll get this guy upgrading, and then let's head to, say, Polaris. We'll get both of those underway. That will further increase our naval cap, which is up to 510 at this point. We want that naval cap to be a lot higher than 510, though. That's for sure.
Construction
Okay, so Sol
concluded.
Station finishes up, and we want to immediately begin construction on the Titan assembly yards. That looks good. What else are we interested in here? Transit hub? It doesn't really matter. We could just put in a resource silo. I guess that's fine. Sure, that seems okay. So, these trade hubs do not need upgrades, although this one, we could put something like a hydroponics bay in here, I suppose. That would make us some extra food. Not that we need it, but it would make us some extra food. Okay. This strange crystal is inconceivable. Sure, we're going to continue to work on that. Now we're going to need to explore this wormhole, and that is something we're going to work on very, very soon here. It is going to take a while to build those Titan assembly yards, and it's also going to take a while to get the Titans actually built. But we need a science ship available to do that. So what do we have for science ships right now? We have the 2, the Grissom, and the Pythias. Okay. So these 2 are currently quite busy over here. We're full on alloys, and I'm going to sell off a couple of those. We have a council agenda ready, and let's launch this agenda, getting ourselves additional unity here. And then I think we should probably go with claim influence cost. That sounds pretty good.
Construction project concluded.
We apparently can upgrade the Federation fleet, which we're going to do, I guess. No reason not to, really. We'll get that all underway. That looks good. So we're colonizing up in Rimok at this time.
Initial
And we're
colonization
about to
phase
find out
commencing.
if this is completely broken or not. It is not. Okay, I'm not surprised about this. This works the way I
Research
expected it to,
concluded.
where the astro mining bays are going to be producing ultimately the same amount, no matter whether the arc furnace is there or not. So if we hop down over here, where we've got this mineral purification hub, we can see it's going to be about 50 per astro mining bay. So we get 3 astro mining bays per orbital that has mineral deposits. That's a lot of minerals. Is there any circumstance under which we end up in a situation where this is actually worth having over the orbitals? I suspect that will never, ever, 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 ever be the case. Assuming we have the pops to work it, right? That is the assumption here. Which isn't necessarily the greatest assumption. But assuming that we have the pops, that would be the concept. So let's grab, say, auto-curating vault. That's kind of a reroll. Orbital rings would become available here. Mega engineering here would give us additional Dyson swarm capacities and arc furnace capacities, which would be interesting. We can definitely go for that. It is weird that we don't actually get any tooltips indicating our capacity for that, but whatever.
Construction project concluded.
Okay, so we just finished up a construction in, I believe, somewhere. I'm not sure actually where. Probably one of our worlds, like in Nahal. Yeah, it's almost certainly this. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, that's fine. So we're currently at minus 24 rare crystals and minus 11 consumer goods. We do want to work on both of those. We currently don't have any jobs available, but we will get there soon enough. Now, our construction ships. The Ganges is not currently doing anything. And we should probably have it come over to, say, Jormundir here. And we can just build a mega structure here. So we can just start building a habitat in, like, every single system at this point. So that's fine. We're not building anything in Ednit right now. I would definitely be interested... Okay, we do have this habitat here. So we need to start building orbitals. Gotcha. So orbitals are going to be useful for us. This is not going to be anywhere near as big of a mining system. No doubt about that. We can build a mega structure here. We can build a mega structure here. And one here. This is going to be interesting because there's the 0 and the engineering research. I wonder if we'll get those still. We'll have to find out on that one. Oh, there's a little moon here. Grab it. Fantastic. Major orbital here, minor orbital here, major orbital here, and a major orbital here. I believe that's everything. Cool. So now the Danube requires orders. And what do we want it to do? Well, it could... There's probably not much point in building an orbital in here unless... Are we able to build over broken worlds? None of these are actually broken worlds, now that I look at it. So that's interesting. We could definitely consider building a Habitat Central complex about here.
Construction project concluded.
Let's go do that. That seems okay. So let's hop back over this way. We've got a couple of stations here that need some upgrades. So the Procyon A station, we're going to put in our anchorages, and we're going to put in our naval logistics office, and we'll upgrade that. Same thing here. Anchorages, naval logistics office, and upgrade. Cool. So in these bastions, we could definitely consider putting in a command center. Yeah, I think a command center would be the way to go. Command centers, keep in mind, are going to boost allied ship fire rate in that system. So that would mean our plan would be to actively defend them. The other option would be to wait until we have the ability to get more defense platforms and just work off of defense platforms. I think we're going to go with the command center route here. Defense platforms are very slow and expensive to build, and I'd kind of rather be defending via offense. So let's build command centers in these locations. That should be reasonably fine. Cool, we're getting these Federation ship upgrades underway. They are moving kind of slowly, but we're just kind of waiting right now for one of our science ships to become available so that we can head over to Alpha Centauri and figure out what's going on with this strange wormhole. That is the overall goal at this moment.
Research concluded.
Gateway activation has finished. That's nice. And we can definitely consider doing something like the planetary shield generator. It's really not all that relevant, though. So let's get that underway. Okay. So in theory, we're going to be done with one of these archaeological sites very, very soon. In theory. Have we finished up our Titan assembly yard? No, we've got 280 days left on that.
Construction project concluded.
That is now 15 alloys up over here. Okay, so the arc furnace is now giving alloys as well. And here's the question. Are those alloys going to be harvested by Rimok Prime? Here.
Research concluded.
That's going to be very interesting. I'm going to bump this up again. This is very expensive in its monthly upkeep, so that is noted. But this is an important question to answer, because this could cause significant ramifications to the way economy gets designed. So we need to figure out how exactly these interact. And we've gotten some progress on that, for sure. Let's check in on jobs. We need a job on this tech world. Research complex will be absolutely fine. On this forge world, I do think we should probably upgrade civilian fabricators. On this tech world, research complex is absolutely okay. Here we should probably resettle to somewhere with jobs, like Hadnock Prime. There we go. And on our capital, we can absolutely go for something like advanced research complexes. Looks good. And then this will update eventually. Okay. The 4 drones slowly approached the rift sphere and examined its surface. One of the drones primed its right barrel, preparing to fire. Before we could react, the drone squirted compressed foam over one section of the sphere. From its left barrel, it revealed a limb with a soft yet durable attachment and started scrubbing away debris and dust from our hull. The other drones shortly followed suit. As the cleaning progressed, one of the drones stopped and switched its attachment to a delicate swab. With a loud beep, it collected a sample and turned away. After some further cleaning, the 3 remaining drones departed in the same direction. We'll follow them after getting our car wash. Fantastic. So that is absolutely fine. I'm wondering when we're going to finish this. This is taking longer than expected to get Zeron done up here, for sure. But that's fine. We'll get it done eventually, and we'll head through the Alpha Centauri wormhole at that point. So that seems okay. We've got a lot of powerful fleets here, that's for sure.
Fleet
and we're going to be able to make it even more powerful very, very soon. We have definitely bumped up to 558 naval cap, and if we were to fully reinforce right now, we'd be at 598. That is not bad. We are definitely going to expand to that level. So these anchorages are ready to go. We're going to plop a couple more anchorages in here and a resource silo, and we're going to upgrade that. Then a couple more anchorages here, and a resource silo, and upgrade that. We're going to do the same thing for all of these. So anchorages and resource silo, and upgrade. And finally, anchorages, resource silos, and upgrade. And one more. Cool. There we go. So there's all of those underway. We're going to get additional naval cap from that, of course. The Kreshk Collective insulted us. That is very rude of them. Pathetic, inferior. Okay. If that's what they want to do, I mean, they're not really in a good position to do that. So this industrial world here, we should probably consider putting in an industrial district that will help us produce more consumer goods. That seems fine. We've got an incoming raid. Okay, hilarious. We've also got this industrial world here, and there are 2 building slots available here. Just want to check to see if there's any free strategic resources. There are not. I'm going to put in a pair of synthetic crystal plant productions there. That'll be fine. Okay, so that looks good. We also just finished up the strange crystal. We found the psionic archive. So let's see what that is. Okay. That's for breaching the shroud. It's not very relevant to us. We want to move over here and explore this strange wormhole. I want to take all of our fleets over here and have them all be in orbit of the strange wormhole. There we go. So they are all headed over. We could do more upgrades, but we're not going to do that for now. How are we doing on rare crystals? It's okay for the moment. So we're basically ready to get started on the strange wormhole as of right now. But for this moment, it's not going to be exactly the time to do it. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see if building orbitals makes these alloys go away or not. That will be a very important thing to know, and we'll find that out soon enough. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.